Okay, Brian, tell me what I'm looking at here.
Okay,
exactly.
so this is our outside corner of the house. So this is your front. If you're looking at it from the street, this is your front left corner. So out here will be, basically we're standing right at about the front door.
Okay.
Going straight out. Your porch will be out there.
Mm-hmm.
So this was where we started with everything, was that point there.
Okay.
Because we wanted to make sure that we picked a point to square the house off of, that, because your lot runs more this direction.
Right.
But we wanted to square the house more towards the entrance, to where when you come in, you're looking at the front of the house and not the side.
Yeah.
So this point here, once we establish the grade and the footer box, so as I mentioned, the finished floor will be 8 inches above this dirt right here.
Okay.
So that allows us to get the footer poured. And the way that we do things is we pour this inside of here is your actual footer.
Okay.
This is your bottom course of your wall.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do, it's called a monolithic pour. So we pour this all the way up to here. What we'll do is we'll pour this first, and then we'll wait about 30 minutes to let that kind of start to set up. So what we'll do is we'll end up pouring up to this edge all the way around the house first.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time we get all the way around back to this corner, this will have set up a little bit, and then we'll pour down the wall and fill this up to where your footer and your wall are one and the same. There's no chance of any kind of freeze thaw creating a lift. You know, sometimes you'll get a lift on your wall and it'll separate from your footer. This way they're all one and the same, and we have vertical pieces of rebar that are bent at 90 degrees. They'll hook to the rebar in the footer and come straight up this way. They'll probably stick up about that high. And once we get this poured, that is what will tie the vertical rebar for the whole rest of the house. Will tie to that.
Okay.
So
now, is that unusual to tie it like that? Is that a different technique?
To do this part and the footer is definitely different. Nobody really does that.
And tell me why you wanted to do that again.
Because it allows there to be no possibility for this to separate from the footer, because it's actually, it'll be a T basically, an upside down T. So if you just poured that and you set your track on the footer and poured the wall, you would have a seam there. You would have a break in that strength. I mean, there would be enough vertical strength, but this allows there never to be any lift, and it also gives tremendous more strength to the wall above it.
Okay. Is it more costly?
No, not really.
Not really. It's
just
a different way of thinking.
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit more labor intensive to build the box and do that, but really the only thing for us is it'd be a lot more headache if the footer's not perfectly level. Then you can't, when you lay your track down on it, you're going to have a lot more headaches than the extra time it took us to build the box.
Right. And it seems like it would be safer too in terms of storms.
Oh,
You've got more...
Yeah, it's never going to be able to lift your house off of the footer.
Right.
Like, it would have to pull your whole footer out.
Right.
You know, and that's never going to happen. So,
right. Cool.
So stability is the big thing.
Okay. Any other highlights of this section here?
No. So basically what we did is these brackets here make everything lock together. We can kind of talk about that on a different segment if you want.
Sounds good. All right, we'll pick up there with brackets.
Yep.